Hello, hello. In this video, we're going to jump right into making the next components for the bar stool project plans. Now, in the last video, we made the arched backrest, and in this video, we're going to make the left and right armrests that connect to that backrest. So let's jump into it. If you are a new CNC owner or looking at purchasing a CNC here in the near future, it makes sense that you have that question, is this something I can handle? And so what we want to do is we want to provide a pathway in which you can find success as soon as possible. So what Legacy is doing is we're putting together project plans that allow you to build the project along with us to quickly learn and have success immediately. I remember myself the first time I was running a CNC, having my finger hover over that emergency stop button because I wasn't sure everything was going to work out correctly. We want to help take away that fear factor and help protect your investment by using your CNC correctly. That is the goal for these project plans that we are putting together, to build confidence, to keep you safer, and to make it so you can excel in your CNC journey. Now, throughout these types of videos where we're actually building the project plans and showing our prototypes come together, we also like to explain some of the decisions that we made throughout the entire project sequence. So let's start off by just bringing up how this part is mounted. Now, this is mounted using Legacy's low pro clamps alongside a T-slot table to make it so we can quickly get parts on and off of the system. Now, these tables are also interchangeable. So this was originally a vacuum table system, and then we were able to replace that with a T-slot table so we can go to part processing instead. Now, this left and right armrest that's being produced could have been done in separate blinks. But here we decided to combine both components in a single blink. This is called nesting and can save you a ton of time, simply because we don't have to handle as many parts in and out of the machine. In the Vectric CAD/CAM software that we are using to design and program these components, you can manually nest them like I have done here, but they also have nesting tools when you get into more complex parts that automatically lay out spacing and rotation to maximize your material usage so that you have minimum waste. Now, before we actually cut out the shapes of the arm supports themselves, we're applying the joinery just like we did in the back arch support. So the joinery itself has to have a certain allowance. One, to make sure it can fit properly with the other part of the joint, but also to give allowance for glue. Now, this is a large range. I've seen allowances anywhere from as small as 3 thousandths to as high as 20 thousandths based on different variables. Here, I'm using a 0.007 thousandths allowance, and it gives me a perfect fit, which you will see here at the end of the video. Now, another cutting strategy that you have to learn how to manage, because it's everywhere, is knowing how to do a roughing pass and a finish pass to control your quality, but also your cutting speed. For example, we could do everything as a roughing pass by doing really deep, aggressive, fast cuts, but that means there's going to be greater deflection on the tool and the material so that we won't have as accurate cuts or as fine a finish. Whereas a finish pass is not as fast as roughing parameters, but it definitely gives us the advantage of minimizing our tear out and giving us a clean, smooth finish with minimum deflection of our tools. So here in every single tool path, I did a roughing pass for the round pocket. Before we did the finish pass, we did a roughing pass in the center pocket of each of the iso-lock joints and then did a finish pass around the outer edge. And then we also did roughing passes cutting steadily down to cut out the shape of the left and right armrests until, again, that final pass cleans everything up. This way I can have the best of both worlds of the fastest cutting speeds and the best finish quality. A better cut quality also means less time sanding. Now, before I produced the left and right arm supports, I realized a mistake that I had made in the iso-lock joinery of the back arch support, which was the first part that we made for this project. So that was a drawing correction that I needed to fix. So instead of connecting these to the back arch support, we're going to simply flip one of these arms over and test the joint with one another. And we can see that this fits beautifully according to the 7 thousandths allowance we were talking about earlier. I love how easy this iso-lock joint came together, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see the rest of the project come to life. Now don't miss out on the next upcoming video where we're going to be showing how to produce the support arms that connect to the round mortise and tenons of this backrest. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon in that next video.